to another reaction of X-Men 97. This is episode 5. Let's get into this episode, y'all. They keep teasing us with Storm not having her powers. She's always sad. I just don't love that for her. I need her to get her powers ASAP. We had Jubilee in the last episode, and actually, it seems like a lot of people loved that episode. It wasn't my favorite, but I did really like it, because Jubilee oddly isn't my favorite X-Men, but always was like up there for me, although there's a lot, was there ever a live action version of Jubilee in any of the X-Men? I don't remember, and if there was, it wasn't memorable for me. Ooh, try to say that word 3 times. So regardless, that episode happened, that episode has passed. Let's jump into this one and see what is going to happen in this episode, y'all. You wanna see this in a full reaction? I do have it available. The Patreon link is down below, as well as the other link to join my YouTube channel memberships. So please click that link right now and join the extended family. Also, please subscribe to my other channel. The link to that channel is down below as well, and hit the notification bell while you're there. Now, without further ado, let's jump into X-Men 97 and find out exactly what the X-Men has got to give. That was a workout.
It's nature herself deciding the time has come to change the human race.
A world that misunderstands us. Fortunately, helping us build those bridges is a journalist as esteemed as yourself.
The X-Men's home, a school for mutants, founded by the late Professor Charles Xavier. Xavier's school is the only home they've ever known. UN formally admits the mutant nation of Genosha.
You are the only soul on board for whom gravity would most certainly be an issue.
Can it, you roosters? Looky ahead.
They be busy doing a bit of renovating since Gambit's last visit.
Like nails everywhere.
A lot of smiles at the mansion when we heard Madeline Pryor scored a top spot among Genosha's brass.
2 always better than 1, and far better than 3. Most times.
The Master of Magnetism was surprised to receive an invite bearing the United Nations seal.
Magneto, the interim council would love a word with you before tonight's gala. Privately, if possible.
I'll be a wet bird on a live wire.
Oh, look at her.
Kurt Wagner, how the heck are you, furball?
Kurt joined the council to help work with Genosha's various communities of faith.
See, you remain as always. We have much to discuss since our gothic adventure amid the Alps. Everything around us would not have been possible without the work of the X-Men.
It's just like you said it'd be.
Who? The professor?
Yeah.
Daddy's charging pretty high rent.
Passing a nation overnight is not without its share of stumbles.
Well, maybe Gambit's willing to ask questions no one else will.
A man named Gambit. No poker faces, very poor.
Mind your beeswax, Furball.
Americans, so theatrical. His violins and close-ups. I blame soap operas.
We too busy for love. Too busy sinning.
There is no love without sin.
I'm here with
Good
Scott
job,
Summers,
Nightcrawler.
also known as Cyclops.
Being an X-Man teaches anything, Miss Tilby. It's to expect the unexpected. Back as team leader.
Actually, let's talk about you and Marvel Girl. I hear you're the X-Men's power couple.
You're skipping the questions, too.
Hard to interview someone who can't tell which parts of her memories belong to her and which parts belong to her clone. I remember so many things. So many with Scott. We were in Nevada. I had just acquired the power of a cosmic entity.
The Phoenix.
She seemed nervous when I asked her to go out. Like she didn't trust me.
He was scared.
She was still the hothead who knocked my books out of my hand when I ran into her on the first day of school. She snaps at me, and then she takes off my ruby glasses, which hold back my power. Dean was using the power of the Phoenix to block my optic blasts, and we could see each other's eyes.
They anchored me.
I know all about drowning in memories. Best to look up and keep paddling. You're Jean Grey. He's Scott Summers. Those are the rules. You just forgot him for a sec.
Jean and I don't have any kids.
You don't?
No.
strange. I saw hospital records. I spoke to a Dr. Bryans there. He said you told your teammate to hold Rogue.
That jerk wouldn't deliver my...
Came here today to give the X-Men a chance to show the world that mutants are just like us. And you lie.
Oh.
Why lie?
You're ungrateful. We fight, risk our lives for you. I lie because the truth is we're nothing like you. Thank God, because it's the only reason you people are still alive.
We need to be thinking about how to speak loudly as one united community.
A poster child king.
Careful, Miss Frost. Don't go filling this man's head with such notions.
You eclectic allotment of social climbers wish for me to rule Genosha. Are there no others better tempered to stomach the squabble of human diplomacy? We were at a bar in Germany when he first mentioned his dream. I laughed at him. Smile of his, that annoying secret smile. Magneto, any dream worth having is a dream worth dying for. Like Moses in the Promised Land. We would carry the dream, but never live it. You shall have me, on one condition.
You think making me your queen means we're getting back together?
It is a political calculation, Ro.
Make everyone like you, and then take over?
This was Xavier's design.
You take me for a fool, acting like this is all about you and the professor.
We would be lucky to have you. Lead.
Anger is normal, even for mutants. Sometimes you just have to let go. Describe him to me. Describe Nathan.
I can't see color, but up here, I see these big brown eyes.
Don't tell me! You can explain!
If you'll excuse us, Madeline.
Something wrong, Miss Bryant?
Communicating via psychic rapport was our thing, Scott.
Just stop and let me explain, please. I was checking in after she moved overseas, but we had...
Go to Genosha. Be with my clone.
She's the mother of my son. That's the one thing I can be certain about right now.
Sinister cuts out a part of me and you love it? That wasn't love in there. It's ego.
You don't trust your memories. Do you even love me?
My love for you is the one thing I remember amid this pain and insanity.
Do you love me, Jean? Or am I just a lovely memory?
What is going on? Hi, Gambit.
What's wrong, Shea?
You best sit down. My evil mother was helping me with my powers. Said she knew a fellow who could help. Spent weeks talking about how mutants were special. How we'd have our own cities and culture one day. Being a mutant wasn't just about my power. It could be something more. Other things started happening. There wasn't enough room in our affair for his demons and mine.
You gonna accept his offer?
I can play a bigger role and better in the world. Well, that's the whole reason I became an X-Man. I can't touch you, Remy. Your heart may beat for me, but I can't feel it.
Something's bit deeper than skin, Shea.
Not this.
We be friends, mon ami. Just friends.
This episode is full of pain and sadness.
Not enough drink changed the fact that others be more dashing, Shea.
My former prosecutor has likely taken issue with your choice for chancellor.
Most other nations don't allow a terrorist to be their leader.
Yet so many allow their leaders to be terrorists.
Nito accepted only on the condition that we ask one of the X-Men to govern with him. Rogue.
Right in front of him. Zero.
What is it?
But Remy was right. Some things are deeper than skin.
What the hell is that?
Kill the music!
Taylor, what's going on?
Body slide.
Wait, no! Not again.
You survived.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
What a detonation.
Rogue.
Remy.
Some vile Godzilla sent you. You go at it, you end up dead. Can't even dent it.
Promise was made.
Almost to the gardens.
fire away from the garments. Roll clears a path for Gambit to the Morlocks. Save as many as you can.
Pretty much careful who left.
How about we spice up them rules?
He promised Leech would never be scared again.
Oh.
The X-Men are no friends to the Morlocks.
Bonsoir, mes amis. Now kindly follow me.
Don't you dare, Ellie! You hear me?
Hab keine Angst.
Gambit, see your bet. And raise it! Cards always be in my favor.
Mutant intruder neutralized.
The name's Gambit. Remember it.
Oh my.
The images you're about to see may be disturbing.
Gambit.
Sugar. I can't feel you.
Well, that was a very sad episode. I think my mouth was open at the ending. There was just a lot going on. I'm so convinced that by the ending of this, the professor's gonna come back. Like, all of these characters are gonna be alive, and they're in some alternate dimension, or this is one world and the X-Men that we know of are in another. I'm so convinced because there's just too much happening here. There's just too much death. We didn't even get all these damn characters. This is a very sad episode. You know, the X-Men, or mutants in general, do depict on today's society on so many different levels, as we know. I mean, you could find so many articles or people who speak about the X-Men, or even why the X-Men were created, and they literally say it. And it just is, kind of like, how races and people who feel they're superior due to gender, or so, whatever the case and scenario is. And so the point of me saying this is seeing the X-Men in all of these episodes and seeing people say they're better than them, or that the X-Men need to be destroyed, and this because they're mutants, because they're different and humans don't understand something different, is overall really sad. I think the X-Men are super popular because of that. The misunderstanding something, or the hatred of something just because you don't understand it. And anybody could take that and put that in part of their everyday life, dealing with race, sexuality, gender, just like the equality of the inequality of how everything happens in life every single day, if that makes any sense. So seeing this episode was pretty powerful because of so many things that just resonated with me. And then because I love these characters, it was also really sad. It was sad seeing Cyclops and how he was feeling, because I don't think I've ever seen Cyclops like that before. And then seeing Magneto do the ultimate sacrifice, and then having the callback from the earlier episodes of that green person, and him when Magneto says, whatever he said to him, and then them both dying, and then seeing Gambit do the ultimate sacrifice and him dying to protect the rest of the mutants because they were just destroying. I saw the beginning of this episode and said, oh, it's so happy. But as soon as I saw Emma Frost, I was like, okay, everything's going downhill from here. But she didn't do anything, but regardless, you know, and the mutants really can't, unfortunately, have their own place because they're all conjugated in one place. And as you see, they could destroy this. The humans, not all humans, but the vast majority of humans don't like mutants. So they could just drop a couple of bombs on them or just do stuff like this and bring Sentinels there and wipe them clean. So like the X-Men just can't, unfortunately, do this. Also, I was curious to know, was Magneto an Omega level mutant? Because I mean, duh. But I couldn't remember, but when they said it there, I was like, oh, okay, he is Omega. I know Storm's Omega, Jean Dark Phoenix, or Phoenix, Dark Phoenix is Omega or Jean. Is Jean herself? I think Jean is. And Storm, Jean, I guess Magneto, and who else? There's some other Omega level threats, but I can't remember them right now. And then we saw Cable come into, and then we saw Jean. That was the other Jean, right? That was that Jean, right? But she was just the Cyclops. I guess she flew over there. But did she die too? And Cable, when he came in, he said, not again. Because you know Cable's whole thing is trying to save that world. So his world is getting destroyed or something like that. Or his world is already destroyed, so he's trying to fix it and current, I believe that, something like that. I don't know much about Cable, but I know a little bit. And I think that's what it is. So him coming around clarifies to me that there is some, obviously, other X-Men somewhere else. So, and which also goes to the theme of the MCU altogether right now with this time warping war thing that we do. But X-Men is like known for that. Like, look at the X-Men movies and they get so effing freaking confusing and just going back and forth and jumping here to there, and like it's just very confusing. The comics are like very similar to that as well. So touche, mon ami, or mon ami, whatever he says. So anyways, I loved this episode. It was definitely a shocker. I wasn't expecting what I seen in it. So I would give this episode a 9. Can we say 9? I think I would give it a 9. I loved it. I loved it. I can't wait to see what we're going to do now that we lost another 2 X-Men, because Magneto, the leader, is gone. Unless he pops up. I don't see him popping up. But he's dead, or so it seems. And so's Gambit. I'm getting so depressed. Regardless, once again, I will give this episode a 9. You want to see this in a full reaction? You know what to do. The links are down below. Please hit me with the freebies, like, share, and don't forget to comment down below. Notification bell so you know when I drop all my reactions. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you all next time with more reactions.